everybody, this is Jessica Goldstrom with the Beeswagle. I'm here to give you a wonderful recipe for cold weather months. I call it roast beast, but it's actually roast beef, and my family absolutely loves it. I have the ingredients here. I have a large container of veggie broth, flat leaf parsley, 2 cans of whole peeled plum tomatoes, and probably about 9 carrots cut in segments such as this. We like big pieces of carrots. And then a whole heart of celery diced up like this, and then a sweet onion halved and sliced in such a way as this, and then I have 5 garlic cloves that have been crushed, and those are actually wonderful flavor. And then we have olive oil. Of course, we need olive oil. Okay, so right here I have a 5-pound sirloin tip roast and salt and pepper in a little ramekin. The reason I do this is so I don't contaminate all my salt and pepper shaker containers. I'm gonna salt and pepper this whole roast and do a really good job of it, because you want awesome salty flavor in your stew or roast. It really does actually turn out to be much like a stew. And you're going to do it on all sides. And in the meantime, I have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil heating up in my skillet, in my pan that I'm going to be cooking this in. It's actually not a skillet, it's a saucepan. It's a huge roaster pan. Okay, and as soon as I have this all salted, we're going to transfer this over there. And I know it looks like a lot, but you actually need this because you're going to be salting the whole thing with just this salt. All right, let's follow me over to the roaster pan. And you'll see that the olive oil is very hot, if you don't mind coming and looking at the olive oil. So you can see it's hot. You want it like that before you throw the roast in. You hear it sizzling like that, you've got it hot enough. And we're going to come back in 1 second and show you how brown you should have it on all sides. Okay, so we've returned to show you that you want your beef to have a nice golden crust around it. And it takes about 5 minutes on each side to achieve that golden crust. What it does is it seals the juices into the meat and makes it really tasty, and it also leaves some wonderful brown bits on the pot so that when you cook the onions in it, it releases those brown bits into the stew. I'm using an 8-quart cast iron pot for this dish. It's perfect for everything, and it turns out to be just the right size to keep it in and serve it as. So, all right, enjoy, and I will see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. We have gone ahead and browned all sides of this roast. I'm transferring it to the original plate I had been salting and peppering it on, and I'm going to add my sweet onion. And what you're going to do is stir them around, get them rolled around that meaty, salty goodness, and we're going to cook those until they're translucent and almost caramelized, okay? And if it's fairly dry, you're going to pour a little bit of this veggie broth. I would not recommend putting too much in, because then you'll lose the caramelizing effect. So I just do like maybe a couple tablespoons to sort of break up that brown goodness. And then I'm going to cook these just like that. Oh my God, it smells so delicious. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay guys, we're back with the onions here. And as you can see, they are nicely golden. They soaked up all the wonderful juices of the beef, and they're kind of starting to caramelize around the edges. That's the perfect time to add your celery and your garlic. And it's been crushed, okay? I have my daughter here, Kaylee, who's going to help me. She's going to add the celery into the onions first, okay? So just go ahead and, oh, okay. Well, we can just pour the bowl in. Take the bowl and just, there you go. Good job. Perfect. Okay, and then set that down. You're going to stir it around and get it cooking. Okay, let's add the crushed garlic. Kaylee, just dump it in. There you go. Just dump that. There you go. Okay, And I crush the garlic so it releases a little more flavor, okay? I'm just gonna stir it around and cook a little bit. Okay, Keely, you can step down and let your sister up. Okay, now we have tomatoes. And tomatoes are our bee star of the dish. So bumblebees actually pollinate tomatoes. I have organic tomatoes. Very, very key term, organic. Because we want our bees to be safe and we want us to be safe when we're eating this, okay? Bumblebees are the only ones that really get after these flowers. Okay, so Addison, my daughter Addison, is going to add the tomatoes. You have it? Okay, so pour it in. Yeah, you're just gonna pour it. Can you reach? Good. Ooh, yum. Okay, I get the whole plum tomatoes. Okay, can you reach to do it again? Okay, good job. All right, good job. Oh, that's okay. That's tomato juice. All right, so we're gonna stir it around. And so bumblebees use a process called buzz pollination, and that is their talent. Honeybees are not as talented at that as bumblebees are. Bumblebees are native, which means that they were always here in the United States, even before we started shipping honeybees over from Europe. So they are very important native bees, and my company is all about saving those bees. So we do these cooking classes to kind of reiterate how important and how interconnected we are. All right, we will be back in a minute to show you adding the next couple ingredients. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're going to add the carrots and all of the vegetable broth. The tomatoes are boiling, so I kind of do it in segments of bringing it up to a boil and then adding things. I use veggie broth because I feel it adds a little more flavor than just beef broth. I really enjoy the vegetable flavor it brings. And again, we're using organic, key. Okay, so we're going to bring this to a boil again, and then we'll add our browned meat to the pot. Okay guys, we're back and my pot is starting to boil, so I'm going to add my 5-pound roast into the soup, and it is going to flavor that meat, and the meat's going to flavor the soup, and it's going to be so delicious at the end. I have a cup of fresh chopped parsley I like to put over top and just kind of let it get into that soup to flavor it too. Fresh parsley is so good for so many things, and it's flat leaf parsley that I use. Okay, so what we have is the oven preheated to 375, and we're going to go ahead and add this whole pot into the oven and cook it for 3 hours. Now if you have a smaller roast, you may want to check it at 2 hours just to ensure that you haven't overdone it. And at the end we will pull it out, slice it, and eat it, and I will show you when we're doing that too. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Hi guys, it's me again. I have pulled the roast out of the oven, and it took about 2.5 hours to roast this today, and this thing is piping hot, so I brought a cutting board over to put the lid on, and as you can see, it's looking absolutely beauteous. And it smells awesome. I love roasting things because your whole house smells delicious by the end. This thing is huge, right? Okay, so I'm gonna slice it, and you can do a couple of things. Look at that. It's just beautiful, beautifully done. Tiny bit of pink, which is perfect. You don't want to overdo it. I don't really like to underdo it either, so I kind of go for a little more well done. If you're looking for using a thermometer, you're going to want to aim for about 160 to 165 from the center of the roast. And we're going to slice this so that maybe we can use them for sandwiches tomorrow. And then what I like to do is pour this wonderful vegetable mix over the top into a bowl or onto a plate, depending on how people like to eat it. I really like to eat it as a stew, and yeah, I mean, it should be absolutely delicious. And I hope that you guys are going to try to do this along with us and give yourselves a break from the turkey. I'm going to take a bite of this and see how salty and goody it is. Tender, juicy, salty. Tastes like everything that's in here as well. Absolutely delicious. And I have to say that the tomatoes make this happen. So we need those bumblebees to keep these tomatoes at the grocery stores, giving us the option to eat fresh foods. So please come along with me to thebeeswaggle.com, learn more about how important bees are and the ways that we can help them. And please enjoy this meal along with us and let me know what you think. Please post comments to YouTube, post comments to my blog, and I will respond and enjoy your feedback. Okay, thank you for joining the movement, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.